Hey Chuck, this is Manny Marino from Minneapolis, Dewood Sun. So here's your fish chair finally. It's completed, painted, ready to go. I'm going to make this YouTube video for you and talk to you and walk you through the assembly process. But I just thought I'd spend a few minutes kind of walking you through the whole assembly process, how it's put together. I'll pause it. I'll take the footstools and the ottomans, or excuse me, and the table apart, and then kind of walk you through the whole steps and talk to you about maintenance and all of that stuff. But a fun project to work on, popular. So in fact, once I take it apart, I'll take it to the UPS store and ship it, and I'll forward you the shipping number along with this YouTube video. Hey Chuck, so I'm going to start with the footstools, the ottoman or footstools. It's going to obviously come apart, but this is pretty much how it goes. I have the bottoms labeled, footstool 1 and 2. So the one over to my left is going to be marked as 2, and then the one to chair to the right is going to be marked as 1. And so I have them already lined up. You obviously have your fish tails and then your two boards that go with it. So if you flip it upside down, because that's how you're going to assemble it, I already have it marked with kind of chalk pen on where to go. You line them up, you put your footstools exactly in the place with the with the lower peg or leg towards the tail. And I have them lined up, so just line up your markers. You can tell that I have it already lined up, traced out. And then your two spacers, which are 8 inches, go right in between. The holes are pre-drilled on everything. And then this one fits right in the middle. So that's how that goes. Pretty simple, straightforward. I have all the hardwares, and I'll keep them separate, and I'll put them in a plastic bag for you, and indicating which hardware obviously goes to which chair, and of course they're going to be shipped in two separate boxes. Um, anyway, and then the other thing that I just need to point out is, so all of them take these silver 2-inch torque bit screws, which the torque bit I'll include. The only one that's technically toenailed down to this bottom first board is the one closest to the bottom, is if that makes sense. So it's actually going to go just like this. So all of the assembly on the footstools is going to take the silver ones, the silver 2-inch, and then this 1 1/4 brown torque bit screw is the only one that's going to be pre-drilled and toe-nailed down into this board. So that's what it looks like completed. If I flip it upside down, take a look. That's how it is assembled. Again, with the two legs, and then the center bracket, which is this little H thingy that goes right in the middle. And again, all the holes are pre-drilled. That's how you do the footstool and ottoman. All right, Chuck. Let's talk about the table. So as far as the table is concerned, again, you're going to assemble it upside down, but just to point out a couple of things. So the skirt, which are 1x4 boards that go all the way around, are going to have a 1/4 inch. Actually, let me take one out just to make sure. Oh yeah, never mind. They are 2-inch brown torque bit screws that go all the way around. That makes sense because this is a 2x2 that's going into. So again, everything on this on the fish table are going to be brown screws. So that makes sense why I did it now. The footstools and ottomans have the silver attachments with the silver ones, and then the brown ones are to the table and of course the chair. So you can't really get that mixed up. Anyway, so one thing to point out as I flip this around is on the bottom. Again, I have it marked. If I were to take this apart, there's a line that goes all the way across where you have your 12-inch boards. These are 12, and I think these are 6 inches spacers that go in between, and then your fish tails are going to be numbered from the tail to the head. So you have the two orange ones in the middle, and then your head and fish. So pretty simple, straightforward to put together. And then the legs are going to all again be pre-drilled with the 2-inch torque bit screws all the way around, 12-inch, and then the 6 inches spacer. So that's how that looks. That's what that looks like. Let me take it apart. Chuck, here is your ottoman table. I'm sorry, your fish table apart. So you're again pretty simple. Once you line up the according to where I traced out, you have your tail, your head, and then your 2 orange body parts, your legs, and your skirts. So I'll keep these. These will be exactly like squared away. And then these are your, I think those are your 6-inch spacers for the distance to separate the 2 legs. So, and then all the screws are 2-inch torque bit screws, which I will put in a 3rd bag for you. Or no, that's not true. I'll just put it in one of the plastic bags. So, but all of them are going to take these 2-inch screws. So that's the table. I'm going to take one of the chairs apart. Hey Chuck, here is the chair, one of the chairs unassembled. So it's going to come, of course, with the seat. And on the bottom, if you notice, I will have them labeled 1 through 7. So these make the seat slats. And I have them labeled left and right on each of the legs, right? So left and right. And then, of course, the other one will be chair 2. They're going to be in separate boxes. So you have your seat, your legs. Here's your back brace that goes in the back. And you'll be able to tell which is the one that faces forward because there are 2 holes where the tail of the back slips into the back. And then the other thing to point out on the back seat itself is I have it so it has to go on one way as far as right and left, and I have it marked where the center back is supposed to go in between the 2 legs. So that'll be pretty straightforward. And then again, the holes are all pre-drilled in the back. And I'll even put in some wood plugs. So go all the way about a good 1/4 of an inch. And then that should give you enough room for the wood plugs that are going to be in the back. Here's the back brace that goes behind, and I'll reference it here, behind the seat. And then your legs, or excuse me, your arms, again, top. They can only go on one way, right and left. Holes are pre-drilled, and they're countersunk, so go all the way down to account for the wood plugs that are going to be in the bag. And then these are your 2 front legs. Can only go one way, right and left, and then the holes are pre-drilled. They come with 3/8 by 3.5 lag bolts, and with the hardware, this is the back, and of course the seat. So this will come fully intact. You don't have to worry about it, which is good. And then in case you ever down the road wanted to take it apart, I also have it marked in the back where to align the back. So pretty straightforward. I would start with spreading the legs, the seat apart, then your seat slats 1 through 7, numbers on the right facing down, your legs, your arms, and then your back brace. And this only goes one way, and I'll reference it here. The holes in the back already pre-drilled, so you just go in there, and this is what it looks like completed. Let's see, the chair is made out of all red cedar, and this is outdoor paint. The other thing I'm going to recommend is because it's painted, if you wanted to use a spar urethane, I would recommend applying this when you get a moment. It's called spar urethane crystal clear gloss. It goes on, it's actually milky, it's white, but it goes on clear, and that'll definitely protect the wood from the elements in case it gets lots of sun or fade. You may have to do it every couple of years, but it gives it a sheen, like a glossy coat. And I didn't apply it because I didn't know if you like that or not. Some customers don't. But, I do recommend to apply that so that way it kind of keeps the color and preserves the wood a little bit more, especially when it gets wet. So along with the hardware and the plastic bags, I'll also include some business cards, so feel free to pass it along. I appreciate the business. If you have any questions, my number is 612-423-1468 or Manny at dowoodson.com. So, Chuck, again, I appreciate the business. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And I will put this, finish taking the second chair apart and put it in a box, and I'll get a shipping tracking number for you. So, again, my appreciation for you. I appreciate the business and seeking me out on Etsy. Enjoy the chair. Thank you.